What did I say? It'll all be okay. Club Brugge 0, Arsenal 3. That was just what the doctor ordered, to bounce back from a disappointing game against Villa in a game that could have been a problem for us. You know, when the lineups came out, Norgard at centre-back, you're thinking, it's not going to be easy. Club Brugge have had some good results in the Champions League, but we came away in the end with a great 3-0 win. Top of the league, obviously, still flawless, unbeaten, and with some really good moments. And that, I think, is the thing that's made me excited coming out of it. The performance from Noni Madueke, Martinelli, Jesus coming off the bench, a debut for Marley Salmon at 16 years old. Just so much positivity coming out of that game. And that is what we needed. That's what the fan base needed. So I'm buzzing for it. We'll start with Madueke. You got to start with Madueke. That goal, this is what he can do. And I think that's why he's such an exciting player, because he shows things where you're like, he can do that. I just need to see it more consistently. But it's a moment of magic to break open the game, which was what we needed. Let's be fair. In the first half, Club Brugge were up for it, and they were able to pin us back at times. We didn't have control at times. But that moment from Madueke, picks it up near the halfway line, turns his man, shrugs him off, carries it forward so powerfully, and the way he accelerates at pace is so exciting. And then he's 25 yards out, and he thinks, I'll have a dig, and it is an unbelievable strike. In real time, the ball flies off his boot. It's constantly rising, kisses the bar on the way in. It's just delightful. Absolutely delightful. Broke open the game. And then he gets a second as well, which was really good. Obviously, at the start of the second half, again, I felt like we were under a bit of pressure and the second half could get difficult. The crowd up for it. That's a way to take the wind out of the crowd. Score a second right at the start of the second half. It's all on Zubimendi. Zubimendi does the work. Good ball in. Keeper gets caught underneath it badly. Madueke heads it in. But 2 goals for him. Goals in back-to-back Champions League games. It's exciting. It's, look, Saka not only needed backup, probably needed competition. And I'm not saying Madueke is going to start putting Saka under pressure, but there's certainly, there's certainly opportunity there for Madueke to force himself into the lineup somehow, whether it's off the right or the left. Of course, Martinelli's watching that off the left-hand side going, I'm going to have to do something myself. I'm going to have to do something too. And he does it as well. What a goal from him. Again, cutting in onto that right foot. He's angled so away from goal. He has to really wrap his foot around it. Top bins from him. Save some of them for the Premier League. That's what I would say. It's all well and good scoring them in the Championship. Save them for the Premier League when we're struggling in games. That's when we could do with you pulling them out. But those were the 3 goals. And they capped off what was a really good performance, in my opinion. You look at the depth that we've got as well, by the way. I mean, we'll bring this up. You look at the depth. That back 4 that started the game, that's not even our second choice back 4. That's most of our second choice back 4, and then a 32-year-old central midfielder filling in. And we still kept a clean sheet away in the Champions League. And by the end of the game, when Marley Salmon comes on, Calafiori's come on, Marley Salmon at right back, Christian Norgard, Calafiori, Miles Lewis-Skelly, a 16-year-old, a 32-year-old midfielder, Calafiori, and a 19-year-old as your back 4 in the Champions League. That's remarkable. And what a moment for Marley Salmon. The academy at the moment, Hale End, you're seeing it under 19, right? In the UEFA Youth Cup, there was another, I can't remember his name, there was another 14-year-old that made his debut in that for Arsenal today. Not Munoz, who did it previously, another one. Of course, we've seen Max Daumer making his Champions League debut this season at 15, and now Marley Salmon's done this at 16. It's very, very exciting. In terms of some other performances in the game, I mean, Norgard, I thought, actually did all right at centre-back. Do you know what? Fair play to... That's a very loud motorbike at this time of evening. What a thug. Norgard, though, looked very good. Hincapié, I'm impressed with him. It was very, very aggressive. And the referee, I liked it. The referee let a lot of it go. Him and... which player was it that he was just constantly Was it Solis or was it Tresoldi? One of these two that he was just constantly on the back of. They had a really good scrap, and the referee let a lot of it go, which was good. Miles had a better game, I thought. We've been struggling. I think that's a really good warm-up game for him, who's obviously going to start against Wolves because Calafiori's injured. And again, shout out Benny White. I mean, that is... He played... What did he play in the end? He played 83 minutes, but that's 90 minutes, 83 minutes in the space of 7 days for a player that spent the vast majority of the last year out injured because he'd been overused. So for him to step up like that, massive credit to him. In the midfield, I mean, Martin Zubimendi, see, this is where, right, the stats on these websites, the ratings, rather, are always interesting because Zubimendi, in my opinion, actually was shaky in the first half. When we were under some of that pressure, I thought Zubimendi, couple of stray passes, don't get me wrong, not like a horrible performance, but just a little bit shaky, especially without having Rice alongside him. We got caught out a couple of times with space in behind him. But he gets 2 assists, and one of them is a 5-yard pass to Madueke, who's virtually on the halfway line, who then runs and scores an absolute worldie. But no, he got 2 assists, and the second one was good. Marino, just again, like, it was an all right game from him. Nothing special, nothing incredible, but it's another 90 minutes in the tank for him. It's just, that's allowed Rice to have the week off, which he desperately needed. So credit to Marino for that. Ødegaard, I thought, looked good, looked sharp. There was one ball he played early in the first half, collects it deep, and people say, oh, why did he drop deep? And I do get the frustration of him dropping deep, but he goes and collects it deep and then plays this unbelievable ball that splits 2 of the lines. And generally, I thought he was good today. Madueke, like we've said, just so exciting. So exciting on the ball. There was another opportunity as well. So he got the 2 goals. There was another one in the first half where, again, it's a shimmy, cut onto his left, got the shot away. It was well saved. Really enjoyed it. Martinelli, good performance. I actually thought first half he was a bit anonymous, but came into it a lot in the second half, especially once we were 3-0 up and Club Brugge had kind of lost a bit of their structure. I thought he was exciting. Gyökeres, for me, was a concern in that game. And the reason it's a concern is because he just didn't really get into it. And then you see Gabriel Jesus come on and the difference between Jesus and Gyökeres. And, he played 62 minutes. He had 12 touches of the ball. That, for me, is a bit of a concern. Don't get me wrong. Part of the onus is on his teammates to find ways of feeding him the ball. But there are ways of picking it up yourself. And yeah, I just felt like he was a bit anonymous in a game that he could have perhaps had more joy in, given the joy that other players were having. And then when Jesus comes on, and how good is it to see Jesus back on the pitch? I don't know what his future holds. He did today exactly what I said is just what I expect from Jesus, which is just, I don't know what's going to come, but seeing him come off the bench and just add some excitement, some fluidity, that's almost all I needed. And he was good. He looked sharp. He looked exciting. And we looked fluid when he came on. That front 3 looked fluid when he came on. And this is what I'm, in terms of the comparison to Victor Gyökeres. And look, it was at the end of the game where, generally speaking, we did have a lot more space. Club Brugge had lost a lot of their structure. So there is context to it, right? It's not just a straight, Jesus is better than Gyökeres. But he came on with 27 minutes to go. And he had 20 touches compared to Gyökeres' 12 and was just a lot more involved. Hit the woodwork, hit the bar. And even that, that little sort of feint onto his right foot. Defenders just don't know what to do when he's on the ball. He just has this way of putting them on skates. And it was just really exciting. And I don't know what is to come from him. But in terms of Gyökeres, and the reason that I think Gyökeres needs to sort himself out is that, look, you've got Havertz coming back that the club are supposedly incredibly excited about. You've got Jesus there. Gyökeres is going to have to earn that spot. He's had a period up until his injury with Havertz out, Jesus out, where it was like, well, that's yours, right? There's no competition. Now there is. And that's good. Competition is good. And if we're not relying on him necessarily, it's not a bad thing either. Other subs, Calafiori came on, absolutely fine. Left centre-back, job done. Saka came on, looked good. Waneri came on, looked sharp. Got a couple of shots off. I actually thought he had that one where the first shot was really good, well saved, and then it came back to him like a few seconds later. The second one, I think arguably he should score. But it was an exciting performance from him. Look, overall, I'm just very happy with that performance. We were a little bit more open at the back. You know, they had 7 shots on target. David Raya, credit to him. Actually, yeah, didn't speak about David Raya. Credit to him. Made a couple of really good saves. But overall, we still dominate. I mean, we had just under 3 XG in total. So, and when you consider that like Madueke's goal would have had 0 XG pretty much, and Martinelli's the same, that's good. And then you look at the table, and this is what's exciting. So where we are now, we're top, obviously, 18 points, 6 wins from 6 games, 17 goals scored, 1 conceded. We're at the point here, PSG drew tonight, away at Atletico Madrid. Now that means, because obviously top 2 is kind of what's important. There's not really any difference between first and second, but top 2 means you are guaranteed, if you make it to the final, you're going to play the second leg at home all the way through. And in theory, you're going to have the easiest route to the final, right? Even if we lose to Inter Milan, unless we get an absolute hammering or unless Bayern score a load of goals, we could lose to Inter and still be top, but we would certainly still be second. And our final game's against Kairat Almaty at home. Respectfully, we will win that game. So we've as good as guaranteed top 2 with that win tonight, which I think is really, really good. It obviously means we're definitely in the top 8 now, no matter what happens. But yeah, I think the campaign that we've had with the injuries we've had, the way we've needed to rotate, it's very good. It's very exciting. And like I said at the start, I felt like we needed that. I felt like that was the sort of game where, and I said it in that video yesterday, some of those people that want to be negative, some of those people that want to drive agendas, some of those people that want to say, I told you so, they needed to be silenced a little bit. And winning that game, hopefully at home to Wolves, we win as well. It will just bring that momentum back. And then going into Everton, you know, we should be kind of beginning to get into the flow of having most of the players back. I think by that point, we'll only be waiting on Gabriel and Mosquera. And I think Gabriel's not a huge distance away either. So, yeah, it's good. It's good. It's exciting. And we can all be happy for the rest of the week, which is good. If you've enjoyed the video, please do like, please do subscribe, all of that good stuff. I massively appreciate the support on the channel. And I will be back tomorrow with a live stream. But until then, goodbye.